Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Had a few technical difficulties there. Took an extra 12 minutes, can you believe it, to get that sorted. So just had a tough week with the old studio this week. But hey, we're here now. That's all that matters, I guess, at the end of the day. So good to see everybody here. And let's see if we can get things moving as well. I'm just going to quickly check the live stream is actually up and running. Probably got a separate new thread now, actually, to be honest. So let me just have a look here. Yeah, we've got a couple of posts there. So one of them is live. Finally, that's live. So let's get into the chat there. Let us know if you are on the other on the original thread there. If you could post the link, that'd be great too. Let me see if I can do it myself. But yeah, it is just a pain in the butt, actually, just to be honest. So let me refresh the old X account, and we're going to pin the correct one to the top of the list there, and replace the old link. So that is kind of cool. All right, let's get rid of these other ones too. Delete, and delete on those as well. This is what happens, the aftermath of technical difficulties. But we are there now, and everything looks to be going good. So if you guys are out there, don't forget to post the link as well on X. I'm going to put that in the chat. So share show on X. And let's put a few little things on here. Bam, and there we go. All right, bam. All right, sometimes you have to sort these things out and post show. But that is the link there. Share that around, and let's get things moving. I'm just going to go to YouTube as well, and just make sure that people over there know where we are. So let's get in the new show as well. And I might actually just post the thread here. New show link as well. I think that's going good. Let's have a look here. There we go. I think that's right. All right, so check it out, Nick. Check it out. I think we're there. Boy, we keep ticking. We keep kicking. That's right, TJ. We never give up until we get back online. Never give up. Never surrender, as we say. All right, so big shout out there. We got everything Thailand in the house there. Hi, Superman. Love seeing Oink in the monster thread today. Yeah, fantastic, isn't it? And I love the little write up there. It's pretty nice, playful write up there for Oink as well. What a bit like the hex index, they say. Hex index. All right, don't forget to share that around. We're going to be going through a few of the highlights in the monster thread just being posted about 45 minutes ago, approximately. So week number 4 for the monster thread is out. Our promotional lead in the Crypto Night Show, MVS, has been working hard on that, and it is out. So we're going to go through some of the highlights, and don't forget to share it around. Share it around as well is the other thing I'd be doing. So very, very exciting indeed. So it's going to be a lot of cool things going there. We're going to have a little walk through it, just the highlights, and you guys can read it in full and share that around. That's pretty much the play. And then we're going to get into all the markets as well. So monster thread, let's post that in the chat there as well. And let's check it out. Bam. Now we've got obviously the monster thread out today. That's going to be running all week, of course. So definitely check it out. It's got all the hottest news, honestly, all the hottest news over the last week. And if you missed a lot of it, you're going to be up to speed. You read that, you'll be up to speed with everything. And share it around to everybody else that's out there as well, right? Share it out there because, that everyone needs to see it. We're going to be entering the bull market cycle very, very soon. So you definitely get out there and help. A lot of people see that. Everything says, MVS is really getting around, doing a great job. He's doing a fantastic job as well. Yeah, he's doing amazing out there and about. So a lot of people will be, getting familiar with MVS for sure. For shizzle manizzle, as we say, for nizzle manizzle. All right, so get out there, and I don't know what I'm saying with the manizzles, but we're having fun. We're having fun. All right, so that is the monster thread. Don't forget to repost it. That's probably really cool. Smash the likes on it, and of course share it around. Leave some comments, and of course highlight what your favorite news item has been for the last week. So it is really a great way of getting up to speed on what's happening on Pulsechain, and it's week number 4 for the monster thread. And of course, the bull market's going to be a long bull market, so there's going to be lots of editions of that coming up for sure. Now, if you're a project team and you want to get in on that, then definitely hit up myself or Crypt MVS on that as well for week number 5, which is in a week's time, pretty much. So hit us up for that as well. All right, let's get into it without further ado. Let's catch up on the next line here. I'm going to move into the next screen, and of course, let's have a look. I've got to set things up for it though. So let's go to the banner and set that up. Good thing we do have split studios, so that does help a lot. All right, so let's move. Let's go. All right, here we are. And there's a bit of movie magic. So once it is up and running, things do look pretty cool. And as you can see, that's the thread just been posted by MBS only 44 minutes ago. And there it is. So woohoo, week number 4. Congratulations. MBS done a great job there. Editor-in-chief and, of course, Richard X Storm. These are some of the leading titles for week number 4 for the Monster Thread. Richard's X Storm, Alexander's Truth, DeGenna's Masterpiece. I don't know, a lot of you, if you know DeGenna, let us know in the chat. Really be interesting that a masterpiece and much, much more. Missed this week's hottest news? Smash the retweets and share your favorite topics around. I can't say enough. If you're really enjoying it, retweet it, repost it, and share it around. That's the key thing there, I think, as well. So that is the link to the Monster Thread there right now. So we smashed it out as well. Now, it starts off with Richard Hart's Unstoppable X-Storm, which has been a real sort of symbol of where Pulsechain is heading. This week's Richard Hart's highlighted new Pulsechain block explorers, improved widget features with lower fees and higher limits, and of course, and the available Pulsex and Hex through various on-ramps, sparking discussions in the community. And there's a lot of the links there, bridge to Pulsechain, the on-ramps, the block explorers, all the links are there for you to check out. So it's really, everything is in one place there. So pretty exciting. We got news items around the positivity princess there. Of course, SJ Wild. We had an interview with Wild SJ on this channel the other day. So if you want to check that out because that's pretty cool. But she's been on a number of shows recently and also on road trip to the Bitcoin conference. So you should definitely check that out. You can see there's a wonderful picture of her at the conference, which is pretty neat. So looking good there as well. And so looking nice. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. Keynote speaker was Michael Saylor, of course, from MicroStrategy. It was pretty cool. There's a big article there on Internet Money Wallet. You should check that out. HexGuard as well. Big article on that. And the on-ramps coming to Pulsechain. OG WebChef, of course, remember, causing a stir with something like 80% of the volume on the chain. DeGenna's artwork. I mean, look at that thing. That is gorgeous, right? Gorgeous artwork there coming from one of our very own on Pulsechain. So definitely check out DeGenna. Give her a follow as well. That would really help there. But man, she's causing a stir there with all that artwork. We got Alexander's Bold Truth. We got Pulsechain Store's next gear stop. We got Nuclear Herbs built for self custody. We got Cultivate Crypto's live podcast, and you can see some of the cool stuff there in that podcast. It was pretty hip, some pretty cool heavyweights there as well. A Wild SJ was at that, and a couple of other guests that are not in this picture. You can see, RG3 and Money Gang Crypto making a comment there as well. Lots of cool people in the chat there, and it was a great discussion. Pulsechain's massive volume surge, we saw that earlier this week as well. So there's a bit of an update there from the Kryptonite show. Pulsex climbs to the top 15 dexes, and many of you may or may not have known that. We're sitting about number 13 or 14. Check that out. SEC proof of stake, of course, is going to potentially help Pulsechain. Mr. Onizuka, absolutely incredible artist and video artist and image artist on Pulsechain. Big shout out to him doing some crazy stuff there. You check that out for sure. Looking awesome there, and he did some cool video, little micro movies on that one. You definitely got to check that out. We got Maximus Dow's Beginner's Guide, so you check that out on Pulsechain. So really nice guide there. Bridging, of course, Liberty swaps come onto Pulsechain a bit like a storm there, and you can bridge from base chain, Binance, and Arbitrum to Pulsechain. Isn't that awesome? So we've got so many bridges coming to Pulsechain. It's been a big theme over the last week or so. You definitely got to check that out, and so on. So there's many good stories there. I'd give them a good read. Then we got some pretty cool projects rising on Pulsechain, the rising stars, as I like to call them. We got Neon beating out there, and of course Neon. This is next revolutionary on Pulsechain. This is really a game changer on Pulsechain. This is the old Nexian farm. They are bringing so much top tier DeFi to Pulsechain. It's crazy. The Glow product is going to be launching soon. I'm excited about that. Up to 10x leverage. That is a really big deal. The only other place we have it is like on Famous at the moment, but this here is going to open up to all tokens. So not just a limited set of tokens, but all tokens. If you provide the liquidity and get it up and running, you'll be able to start doing 10x leverage on there, which is, I think, a game changer. And of course, we're also going to have Hollow Vault out there as well. The second tier staking rewards. Going to be pretty awesome. Definitely got to check that out. And of course, the alpha drop is there's going to be NFT farming, guys. Oh my gosh, NFT farming. And so you can see this monster threads really bringing you the alpha because it's going to give you some pretty cool opportunities. NFT farming. I mean, that's going to potentially reinvigorate all the NFT market space on Pulsechain. Well, we've got 7 or 8 different marketplaces, and of course, lots of collections. But really, the energy is probably going to start getting firing up with this alpha drop that we just put in there. Big shout out to Psycho, the founder there and developer over at Nexion and Neon Token. So pretty awesome. I love the image, the artwork as well. Pretty cool. It's got all the socials and everything there as well. And you can see the old world there of Neon. I love that. Can't do too badly with the old Neon world. Reminds you a little bit of Avatar, a little bit with the old glows. Then we have Oink. We have Oink. We had actually Oink in house. I think Oink is actually in the chat there today. I love seeing Oink in the monster thread. Absolutely, looking pretty good. And in the pig's pen, we got Piggy Bank. Oink is here. Rock solid DAO. So this is a massive DAO building up on Pulsechain, and you can sort of see how that's driven there. It's got battle tested technology operating as well. So the Oink there's been around for quite a while too. Monstrously fat treasury farm. You got to check that out. All controlled by the DAO, aiming for a $2 million stablecoin treasury by the cycle's end. I think that's something pretty exciting there as well. So you got to get in and read all the details about this. Get into Telegram, ask them all about it. But this is a great place to start. Stake and mine like a pro. You can stake your favorite, Richard Hart tokens and stable coins and things like that. Tropra in there as well and participate. Huge announcement is coming next week as well. So buckle up for that. Oink's sister protocol is coming to be launched, fully integrated with Oink. So it's going to be pretty exciting. So you want to get in now for that. Big shout out to the Oink team. Got all the socials and the chart there as well, and some pretty cool graphics. So loving that. Look at that. Pretty cool. The next one coming up, of course, is Radon. Radon's kind of like a sneaking rising star that's sneaking in the background, but its chart's looking pretty damn good, I must say. Just slowly creeping up there, and it's going to be fun to see where it goes. Radon's 4th consecutive collaboration with Nuke the Supply. Now, Nuke the Supply, we're probably going to be talking more about this, but this has got really innovative tokenomics and on Pulsechain, pretty unique actually. So you're probably going to hear more about Nuke the Supply. But Radon, of course, is slowly creeping up as one of the superstars, I would say, coming up the charge on the chart. And you definitely got to check that out. Had a bit of a pump last night too. Nuke the Supply coming up there, so you got to check all out. Yeah, revolutionize the DeFi. Check all the details out there. NTS contract and weapons market. This is all based around, nuclear, of course. So yeah, pretty exciting there. It's going to have dual token system, ICBM. Basically, the primary and warhead is going to be the rewards there. So a lot around nuclear weapons, but they've done it in such a cool way, and they've got all this green coding on the website. You definitely got to check that out. That's pretty cool. They're going to have game phases, 100 days of operations, NTS formula, drives competition as well. Let's quickly check out the website because I just want to show you guys that it's quite different from a lot of other projects here. Look at that. Woo! I love that. If you feel like you're being a coder and you're in some sort of nuclear operation, it reminds me of the old movie from the 80s, the War Games. And of course, you can connect to that and you can start playing this DeFi game. With you arm your nuclear weapons and you burn the token, all sorts of cool stuff like that. So definitely get deep dive into that. Pretty awesome. So that is from Radon, and of course also with Radon's in there as well, doing some pretty cool stuff. Now Radon, you get some pretty cool taxes. So this tax is 8.6. So obviously reflection token burns 3.3% yield, 3.8% in EDI. So if you're after a stable coin, reflections is the place to be, and they've got a nice burn there for Radon as well. And so a big shout out to Crypto Bro, doing a great job of Radon. I'm really enjoying that for sure. So pretty cool. And you got all the socials, all the tokens there. Radon, Zion, Maddie, and Greed, all part of that ecosystem. And Crypto Bro's doing an incredible job out there. And I'm loving the artwork here also. Woohoo! All right, so that's the one there. We also got Hearts Treasury. Hearts Treasury today in the monster thread. The ultimate Hex money printer on Pulsechain. Now, this is where you earn Hex, right? So if you wanted to earn more Hex at a high yield, this is the place to be. And, of course, buckle up. Pulsechain fan Treasury is the ultimate meme-fueled money printer for Hex. So if you're after more Hex and you're bullish about where Hex is going to be, this is kind of one you should check out for sure. The 1 billion supply and 60% has already been burned off. So it's pretty exciting there. They've got 2.5% EHEX yield and 2.5% PHEX yield, 1% to the Treasury and 1% to OG and PAMP burn as well. So these other tokens in this ecosystem for Heart. Now, Heart's been around for a while. You guys would know that. So OG Heart and so there's a pretty established team. So you can check all that out. And I love these little little cool graphics here as well. All right, so check that out. What else there? We got going. Got all the socials and the charts there for that. So big shout out to the Treasury team, looking pretty good. And then of course, lastly, of course, is the Crypto Night Show, live daily. And of course, we tried to do 8 p.m. although it was a bit later today, but looking pretty good there as well. And check all that out on the socials. Now we've obviously got the social for the Crypto Night Show. Check all those out too. And of course, the Strategy Club, you check that out. Is pretty exciting. We had a couple of sessions as well over the weekend. And we've got the monthly update coming out today. And then the big news, of course, is with all these awesome rising star projects, we're just starting up a new event, of course, with the Crypto Night Show. So this is with Crypto MVS and myself. We'll be co-hosting the Pulsechain DeFi Rising Stars, and this is on the 4th of June. This is our first X Space. And of course, it's going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern under the Crypto Night Show brand, right? So you guys got to be there. It is fully booked out for this first session. So we've got full list, full lineup. And of course, I'll be letting people know about that lineup in the next couple of days. We'll be promoting that as well for all the teams that will be involved. If you're a team out there, you want to get into the next one, then you hit us up because it's going to be on the 18th of June. If you're another team and you want to get yourself on the list, then that's going to be on the 18th in 2 weeks' time. So we're taking forward bookings for that as well. But 4th of June, this Wednesday, going to hear some of the rising stars, and this is where you're going to hear about innovative tokenomics and some of the cool DeFi and GameFi opportunities on Pulsechain. And you can come along and you can have a good time listening to what they've got to say. See some of the hottest projects on Pulsechain. And of course, you can hear from some pretty smart developers and founders as well. So this should be a really fun show, fun X Space. And that's going to be probably about an hour long. And each team's going to do about 10 to 15 minutes breaking it down. And there'll probably be a little bit of question time in there as well, potentially for people to ask questions. So I think it's going to be pretty exciting. Product View says cools. And everything says oink oink, definitely oink oink there. And of course, Hexvader in house as well, there as well. Hey, good to see you, Hexvader. Hope you're doing well there. So lots of cool stuff coming up here from the Crypto Night Show, and the Monster Thread is out today. So it is hot, and it is out today as well. So definitely check all that out. It's going to be a lot of fun to talk about that. Now, the other thing we're going to be doing is we've got other things coming up for the Crypto Night Show roadmap. So you're going to see that sort of slowly, sort of come out one by one as we get, build up here for the Pulsechain bull market, right? There needs to be a lot of good information out there, and we're going to play our part there in doing that. So, highlighting some of the cool project teams, highlighting a lot of the cool events happening on Pulsechain, and of course, also, as much information, education, and insights as we can get out there, so people are getting up to speed, right? So that's really important. A lot of people will start coming into Pulsechain. They need more and more information, more and more insights, and of course, they need to know what's hot, what's happening, and that's kind of where we are going to be, doing a lot of work on Pulsechain for. All right, Tomba says, "Hey, Super, nice to see you. Lots of popping on Pulsechain today." Absolutely. So it's going to be a lot of fun. There was also, quite a few cool things coming out on Pulsechain today. While the market's, still a little bit demure, but just remember that this week we could possibly get quite a few good things happening with trade deals. Obviously, we've got still a few issues around, China and a few geopolitical issues out there. But we are actually expecting to see some pretty heavyweight, trade agreements done with other countries, possibly India, South Korea, but Japan, places like that. So we'll keep a lookout for that at the moment. All right. Now, if you haven't followed on X, definitely give us a follow. We're heading towards 700 followers. As you guys know, I'm having to rebuild back. So that's really, really cool. And if you are over on the Monster Thread, of course, don't forget to give MVS a follow as well. He's heading towards 3,000 followers there. Pretty cool. So definitely get out there and do that on the old Monster Thread there. So I'm going to post the link to MVS if you guys want to hit that. Obviously, we've got the Monster Thread up there too, but you can check that out and give MVS a follow. Doing some great work there as well. All right, so kind of cool. Let's jump forward and move away into the next stuff, which is the crypto markets, and have a look at where we're at. So at the moment, we're at about $3.419 trillion. We're down 1.2% today. Obviously, following the weekend, still Sunday in the US. It's Monday here in New Zealand. And that's kind of where we are at the moment. So 3.419 trillion, still very small market cap, right? And that's the thing you got to keep in the back of the mind. It's still very, very small indeed. Bitcoin at the moment is sitting. Let's just go to the big screen. Shall we go to the big screen? Let's go to big screen here. In fact, let me split. Let me split here, and let's see if we can go big screen. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that. That's pretty clever. And let me hide that. I like that. All right, so let me let me go like that. This is the split studio. You can't see it, but it's kind of cool. It allows me to do transitions without without some weird stuff happening. All right, so this is where we are at the moment on the markets. We've got Bitcoin 105,636. So we're up a bit from yesterday, up 1%. Ethereum there at number 2 is up 0.4% at $2,537. At number 4 is XRP, is pretty flat today at $2.18. BNB at number 5 is up 0.7% at $661. Solana is up 1% at $157. And we've got Dogecoin there is up 0.7% at 19.4 cents. And number 9 there is Tron. That has taken place. That's taken over from Cardano. Cardano, I should say. I don't know what happened to my English there. That's ADA, and it's up 2% for Tron at 27 cents. And Cardano or ADA is actually at number 10 spot today. So that's interesting. A bit of a flippening there. And that's up 0.6% at 68 cents. So, yeah, a little bit of drama there in the top 10. The best performer in the last 24 hours has been Tron, up 2% and taking number 9 spot of Cardano there. Now, over the last week, we see that Dogecoin's been the worst performer, down 13.6%. And, of course, Cardano, they're down 9.7%, the other one, as well as Solana, they're down 10%. So, a few big movers down. Best performer has been, Ethereum? Ethereum and Tron have been the best performers in the last week there in the top 10. Now, looking over the top 100, we can still see SBX 6900, which is placed at number 97 in the top 100, is actually up 14% as the best performer in the top 100. And then we've got Quant up 11.7%. I think this is the same as yesterday, so no change there from what I can tell. Kronos also up 9.5% there as well, sitting at number 41. And Telegram's Toncoin, that is up 6.7%, sitting at number 21. And number 5 is Uniswap, is up 2.2% there at the moment. And I got to mention a couple of these others because Virtual Protocol, number 6, is up 1%. So that's kind of where we are there on the leaderboard. Now, looking at top gainers, we got Encrypt is up 132% overall on CoinGecko. We've got Flock up 110%, and we've got Kita up 31% as well. So that's pretty interesting. Not sure whether they're a bit of a flash in a pan or not. Let's have a quick look at Flock and see what that looks like on the chart. Yeah, that's just sort of like recently just bolted, right? And that's what's happening. I've got that on market cap. Just go to price. So it was down on the 30th. It was at 8 cents, and it's rocketed all the way through to 24 cents here. Rank number 982. 982. So it's quite far down the ranks there, but big pump there. Let's see what this is all about. A decentralized AI model training and validation network. So it looks like it's got the AI theme. And, of course, that's going to potentially be one of the big themes moving forward, right? Probably. Right, with the AI. All right, so let's have a look at the other one. We've got Encrypt as well. So we've got look Encrypt. Is that the one we're looking at? I think so. Yeah, so Encrypt here was down at 6900th of a penny. It is now all the way up at about 2.5 cents. Or 2.6 cents at the moment. So it's had quite a move as well. Ink is the main currency of the Encrypt system, used to buy NFT card packs and purchase in-game items in an upcoming RPG MMO game. And we may see some of this if we do get some, AAA sort of games coming. Crypto's still got a lot of work to do in that space. But if we do see that happening, we could see some really cool things happening in the space here on crypto. So yeah, and they've got nice little giveaways there, 3,000 Australian dollars from the looks of it, with the Bitcoin there, 4 days and 10 hours to go on that. Here's some of their packs from the looks of it. Common pack, probably got other packs as well. Let's have a look, or let's spin that around here. So rare pack, epic pack, $19.90, $39.90 for that. Yeah, I'm not sure if we got any of these sort of things on the sort of area I've always thought would be quite good on Pulsechain. I'm not sure if people are out there, but maybe doing like you could do influencer packs if you're doing influencers, or you could do what else could you do? I guess it's DeFi, right? Get away with that sort of stuff. But if you, but you could do all sorts of stuff, games of all sorts. I know that Ali Kane, he's got his trading game, right? And so that's kind of sort of maybe he could enter into some of this area as well. I'm not sure if Ali's watching, but yeah, doing some sort of game packs. I always thought that would be quite a cool idea. GameFi, DeFi kind of thing. So it does seem properly here. So yeah, definitely plausible. I mean, got some nice artwork as well. Artwork's pretty important, right? Kind of cool. So yeah, Encrypt ticking away there. Something a bit different, and we'd like to bring some of the stuff to Pulsechain, this sort of stuff, right? They got their game coming, of course. Uh, you don't necessarily have to have a game with it, right? You can just start like this RPG version. I know Brian, our community leader, will be into this straight away. He'll be into this and he'll be mastering it before we even know it. But that's coming. I love this, getting this gaming and crypto together. Very, very important. And I think it's been very slow. That whole theme of game and crypto together has really taken its time to get to market. So I'm sure there's some big games out there. I think I was talking to Brennan in our Discord, and he was talking about some big games potentially coming with crypto. But I think it's definitely just makes sense why that's not really flying at this stage. So yeah, we look forward to that gaming thing, because that's mega huge, right? The amount of gamers in the world sitting at the computer when it should be outside. But that is kind of where we are on the CoinGecko mark. And what else we got trending? We got the ZBIC network, Natix network, and Kita currently trending as well. Obviously moving along there. Let's have a quick look at Kita, shall we, just briefly? And see what this is at 95 cents. Man, this chart's looking pretty good, isn't it? So it was down at 11 cents, man. And it's almost up at $1. So what's 10x on that one. And when was that launching? About the 6th of May. My goodness, this has been ramping up. So that's a really good performance there. And what does this do? Well, KTA tokens can be traded in decentralized exchanges and centralized crypto exchanges. And you can use Kita as airdrome based, where the most active trading peer has been trading. So it doesn't seem to say much else about that. Where networks connect, Kita serves as a common ground for all payment networks. So there we go. It's a bit of a payment network there. All right, so it's probably something worth checking out, but it's definitely been pumping in the chart. So somebody's liking it there. It's currently sitting at 195, so it's just entered the top 200, and that would have happened today. Just entered the top 200 today. The old Kita there, so maybe keep a lookout for that, and maybe do a bit of due diligence on that one. Could be something special there. So that is Kita. Not too bad as well. We looked at Encrypt as well, the gaming one there. So there's lots of cool stuff happening in the wider crypto space. And some of those ideas can be brought to Pulsechain, right? That's probably the way to go there. All right, let's jump back into Pulsechain. Obviously, we're talking about that now. We've got Pulsechain day 752. We've got the Pulse price at 40330, 403,000. I'm trying to say it again. 40345. That's better. And of course, we got up to 4200. We got rejected, and if we'd got over 4200, we're on a big re-rate, right? Probably the 5900. And here we got rejected all the way down. We're supposed to hopefully get support at 3,500. We fell slightly below that, but we're not too far below. So fingers crossed we hold on to this area. We're at 1.3% today, so not much happening in the last 24 hours. And of course, Pulsex there, quadruple 3,000. Nice to be back over 3,000. We're slightly below it earlier in the day, but we're up 2.8% on Pulsex. 1.42 trillion burned, 7.17% of the supply, excluding the OA sacrifice accounts. And Signum token, $1.54, up 2.6%. 55 million supply, only 2,600 ink a day in emissions, so pretty low there. Hex at the moment just below 7/10 of a penny at 6900th of a penny, up 3.2%. So Hex is the best performer today. Really feel like picking up Hex right now is just like a dream right now. So if people can accumulate, and we saw that from the monster thread. We got what's it? eHex at the moment is at 20. What's it? 2100th of a penny. So we've got the combined price just below 9/10 of a penny at the moment for Hex and on both chains. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. Let's have a look there. A big shout out. Oh, before we move from Hex, a big shout out to Crispy Man, doing some really good updates on Hex. If you haven't checked his Crispy Man out, check it out. He does the analytics and the deep dive into T-share payouts, what the forward-looking profile may look like, all that sort of stuff. Is definitely check out Crispy Man if you want to go deep dive on where Hex is at the moment. Supply numbers and all that sort of stuff. Now, looking at gas prices, we're at 6.4 million beats. We have had elevated gas over the last couple of days, probably driven, my guess, is by the Remember token, is my guess, because the volumes have been something like 80%, as we saw in the monster thread, about 80% of supply. So it's pretty crazy. We're currently sitting at 1 cent for sitting at 8 cents for a Pulsex swap at the moment. Definitely come down from yesterday. I think we're over 10 million or 15 million beats or something. So we definitely come down from that. Moving to the validators, these have been climbing. We're at 50,754. So we've seen a nice little surge there in the validators, perhaps a bullish sign, an early bullish sign of things to come. And the bridge there at the moment is sitting at 92.4 million, which is down about, about 220,000 or something from yesterday. So we're only down slightly there at the moment. We've got DAI at the moment, 22.2 million. What else is going on there? EHEX, of course, not too bad. Coast at the moment. Oh, well, look at that, guys. Did you see that? Oh my gosh, Coast has got to 10 million. Woohoo! That's awesome, guys. We're at 9.8. Remember, for days after days, we were sitting at 9, and we got like 200,000. Like a week later, 200,000, and we had these little increments of about 200k, and we had another 200k increment today. We're at 10 million on Coast, so that's really good news. So things are really ramping up. We've got obviously the bridge, official bridge. We've got all these direct on ramps to Pulsechain now, just slowly adding more capital into the chain, and directly too into some of the hot tokens like Sword token or Hex or Pulsechain or Pulsex through Hex Scout ramp now. And of course, pulsechain.com widget. So lots of cool things happening there. So that is really, really cool. So we've got so many early bullish signs happening at the moment. All right, so that's kind of cool. All right, so that is where we're at on the old Pulsechain stats. Let's check out the total market cap. I'm sitting on the wrong chain here at the moment. We've got Blair in the house. Say good to see you, Blair. Big shout out to you. All right, so let's have a look here. We got the top ranks. Let's go to the top. We got a new token 12 hours ago, Trump Peppy, I guess, or Trump. It's got there. That's just launched 12 hours ago. I wonder if that's a pump tires. Probably is, right? I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's got a website and everything. But that is 34k liquidity, 292k volume, and that's been going for 12 hours. So let's go to the hourly candle. You can see that at the moment ticking away there. Let's see if it's got a website and see whether they've actually done some forethought here. With the old brand. It's called trumppeppy.lat, and that is out there at the moment. Make Pulsechain great again. It's funny that they do this, make Pulsechain great again, because I thought of this myself, so that's kind of hilarious there, and I'm sure others have too. I mean, this kind of made a lot of sense here. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, so a nice little simple site, but nice clean site there from the old Trumpy. Tomba says the Trump Peppy is looking good. Yeah, may very well get picked up by a lot of people. They've got a Twitter account as well. Let's quickly look at that, shall we? And this is new, so let's have a look here. Let's open up in Chrome here. Let's give it a follow. So 50. Hey, I was number 50 there. How about that? So not bad. And here they are with their post that they've been pulling out here over the last 12 hours. So not bad. They've been pretty busy there. So that is out and about. So there we go. That is where it is at. That's all we can say about that, I guess. Let me just jump out of here, get rid of all these extras. Go to log scale. That is the Peppy chart. So 15,000%. Oh yeah. All right. So that's pretty much it at the moment on that one. And you can check out the supply numbers and all the rest of it. They do probably have a breakdown here. Yeah, they put a bit of money into setting all this up, right? So all cool. The contracts are rare and renounced, so that's kind of cool. And I got a burn transaction there too. So join the Telegram and see how that looks at the moment. Not bad. It looks tidy. Obviously, do your due diligence. I'm not endorsing any of these, right? Just remember that. I'm just commenting on the charts every day. So that's pretty much it. All right. So we got Olympics there as well. 9 hours. It's just come out as well. 39.69%. Liquidity is only 5,300, so it's quite a bit smaller than the 35k. And that is sitting, but it's got 24k volume on that 5,000, so it's pretty good. It's a 5-to-1, and that is out about as well. They got a Twitter handle as well, but look at that chart. It's a very different looking chart from the Trump Peppy one. Up it goes and then down it goes. So be careful out there. That's all we can say. Now, does it look safe? Well, it's got one issue apparently. Has suspicious function, so that's obviously a big warning there. Now you can do further analysis on Midgard, right? So let's go quickly see Midgard. And you can also, check out tokens with this. This is kind of the first line of defense. Obviously, you can check out Deck Screener, see what its quick sort of intel is. But you can go to Midgard, and you can go to Midgard AI Scanner under the tools there. You can post the contract in. Let's do that, shall we? Just as a bit of fun here. Let's get the oily contract for this. Let's put it into the analyzer and see what it comes up with. And it does this AI analysis. Let's go. So big shout out to the Midgard team. Thomas says the 414 printer one is also on a run. Yeah, that's pretty exciting. That's from Cabal King, right? That's from Cabal King. 414 has been doing pretty well there. All right, so let's see. This is what it does. So it does all the analysis for you. So if you're not a coder or something, don't know too much about the stuff, this sort of can help you along there. So It says verified contract, not verified, so that would be an issue for a lot of people. It's got doesn't know if it's got taxes or not, and it's got a lot of unknown things on it. So even the AI wasn't able to really recognize anything. So probably maybe the contract's not published or something like that. So you definitely got to check things out. The other one, of course, you can go after Pulse Police if you want to check out a contract, a new token. You can ask Pulse Police to review it on Telegram, and they got software guys that can have a check of it. So there we go. That is the old Olympics triple stable coin, it says. We've got 414. It's number 3, up 158%. This has been around for 5 days. Cabal King. And as Tom Boss said there, it's been doing pretty damn well. Look at this chart. OMG, look at that. Wow, look at that. That's pretty impressive. And it's at the all-time high right now as we're covering it. So big shout out there to Cabal King. This one looks like a real winner, up 6500th of a penny. Market cap 631K, liquidity 36K. And it's up on all time frames and unrelenting. It seems got one issue. It says suspicious functions. Now you got to work out what that is because Dex Screener doesn't always accurately depict the token, so you do have to do further analysis. But it is what it is. There, it's from Cabal King, pretty well known, founder on the chain. You can decide what you're going to do there. 414 tokenomics. It's got 1 billion supply burned at launch, 90%. Circulating supply, 100 million. So there we go. Hyperinflationary. It's got a 10% tax, so it's on the top of the range, really. I think the only one that's really above this generally is on Pulsechain that I'm aware of is the Mafia token, right? From Jacob. Of course, that's more on the sell side, right? The 16.4%, something like that. I think the buy side's 4.7%. So 2% PDI yield, passive income, PDI everything. So one's obviously after the PDI. You guys know, obviously, Somi and other people, big supporters of PDI. And of course, 2% teddy bear yield as well. So that'd be the sort of the James and Maria 2% treasury bill yield. And of course, I think we just talked about that earlier, right, on the monster thread. And then 2% reserve TAE yield as well. Feeds the volts, backs the peg there. So there we are for them. And then we got 1% to treasury bill burn, and then 1% self burn as well. So obviously the treasury bills, treasury there, taken away. So not bad. 9% supply burn at launch, ultra limited token. And of course, rumor has it top 414 holders will receive a secret amplifier airdrop that also expand. I'm not sure if that's been given out or not, so you'd have to join Telegram to find out that. So there we go. That is the 414 on the move. So man, got a few bit of action happening at the top. Now the other ones, of course, we got pump tires coming in at number 4, USDC making a bit of a move on the old pump tires, up 90 and 84%. So pretty crazy. Pump tires there leading the way. These aren't the fork copies. Remember, these are this is the hourly chart that have just been pumped recently. You can see the volumes just come in here. They got all the way up here. Not bad gains on that. It's up even higher, over 100%. What else? We got Bretep. Now, Bretep, of course, you guys may or may not know, is Richard Hart's. Is he the chief dev? I think he might be the chief dev, a developer on Pulsechain. And someone's put a token out here around Bretep. It's up 42%, only 10K liquidity, but it's had 27K in volume. So it's almost a 3-to-1 ratio, isn't it? And that is had a big pump. And has it found the bottom? I don't know. You decide. Bretep, dev of Pulsechain. So big shout out to Bretep out there. I don't know whether he launched this because that doesn't sound like it's something he would do. So someone's probably just memed this out. It doesn't seem to have any issues. So it looks like someone's just launched. It's probably a pump tires, is my guess. So do with it what you will. Always do your due diligence, right? Because we're just doing a quick review of these. Gas Money from OG WebChef is pumping up 32%. Let's have a quickly check at this. So we've got a bit of action on the chain today, haven't we? Got a bit of action coming off the bottom, mind you. 0002100 now at 0003500 here. So with these printed tokens, they have been able to give a lot of opportunity to people. But if you were riding the price down, and it probably didn't offset the yield that you're earning, right? So just take note of that about these printed tokens. They are a risky class or category on Pulsechain, which we've mentioned many times before, but they have been a super popular category on Pulsechain, and of course, OG WebChef bringing some innovation around that. The other big one, of course, is pump tires. Another pump tires. So we're getting quite a few pump tires in the moment. We've got some new tokens. We've got some pump tires. Got some OG WebChef printed tokens. So pump tires at the moment is up 17.6%. Now, I think this is probably going to do pretty well. Right? We know Rack and Michelle and other people holding pump tires. And of course, this is kind of the Richard Hart's token with the official pump tires. And it's currently at 1.3 cents at the moment. So it's ticking right there in the middle zone, really. If you think about the range, high and lows, it's kind of sitting in the middle. But yeah, I think this is probably going to do extremely well on the Pulsechain kind of being the name of the platform. So yeah, keep a lookout for that. And I don't know what the holder supply is, so you check out the breakdown. Normally they're 1 billion tokens. Richard Hart's probably got a certain amount of them based on the way that it's set up. You can only get 82%. I think it's the maximum amount that you can self mint out of there. So at least 18% will go to the contract. So yeah, something like that. So check that out. We got reserve Tay. We saw that with the 414 contract as benefiting from that, and that is up 12% as well. DAI. This is another pump tires. Man, we got a few pump tires in the house today. Far out. We got gas. Well, we got pump tires. We got DAI. We got USDC and USD Tether. So we've got a few of the pump tires on the move today. And that is currently what's up 9.6%. But let's have a look at how that's doing over time. Obviously, we've got a couple of dies, right? We've got PDI, the fork, which is what Somi and everybody else is into. We've got the good die from Matty Allen, which we saw the other day. I think it was yesterday. We looked at that. It was coming off the bottom slightly. And then we've got the pump tires die, right? Is there any other dies out there? Let me know in the chat if I'm missing. There's 3 dies at least. I thought there was a 4th die, but I just maybe I'm wrong about that. But we're at 00060 at the moment, just coming off the bottom. So yeah, let's see. It's right at the bottom at the moment. So not too much. It's got a nice little gain today, but still off the bottom. Maybe it's a good pickup. I don't know. You guys decide. The DAI narrative continues. We are expecting protocols coming for PDI, the fork one, with obviously Better Bank from Nikki. From the XUSD team, and I understand there's possibly going to be 1 or 2 other protocols potentially. And of course, a lot of people got a lot of theories around Richard Hart, right? With the wrap Bitcoins. The wrap Bitcoin's probably another one that people are talking about. It's all theories at this stage, but we'll see where it all heads. Now, obviously, we've been covering on the Crypto Show the Sun Mini Meal. This is the big US corporate, right, on Pulsechain. Not Europe. Did I say US? I mean European corporate on Pulsechain. And this could be the first $1 trillion project on Pulsechain within 5 years. That's kind of the target. They're targeting 5 million people in 5 years. But we've got the big news coming up on the 3rd of June, which is creeping up on us. We're currently the 2nd at the moment, but let's go back a day. So kind of like the 1st. So we've got kind of about 48 hours, is it, until this will go live at the World Summit. This is Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? There's a lot of lefty, greeny, corrupt globalists and all that there, but there's a lot of good people too. There'll be a lot of good people on that side, but they'll be there too. But the more important thing is Sunny Minimal will be there, right? And it's going to have a big announcement and presentation session. There's going to be a lot of investment bankers. And so, if you're wondering when will Pulsechain get institutional bankers involved in their clients, this is the most obvious, quickest route for institutions coming onto Pulsechain. It is a mega big deal, right? There are so many fundamentals. Now, obviously, there's a lot of presumptions going on there, but if it's a going concern, all that good stuff. And of course, the revenue targets are huge. Now, we had strategy session Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you haven't joined Strategy Club, join up today. Links in the video description. Only $35 a month. It is fantastic value. And of course, we talked about the forward-looking revenue curve for Sun Minimal, or Sun AG as we call it. So it's massive. And if you want to get that alpha, you've got to get into the Strategy Club. But in any case, last year, they earned 82 million euros. And that's about 93 million US dollars. They're going to take net sales, right? So if you take it about 7.5% for refunds and other stuff like that, that gets you down to, a good number, which is off that 93 million. And then you take 20% of that as net sales, and you get down to about $17 million. This is based on last year's numbers. But I can tell you that the forward-looking numbers are even that's fantastic by itself. $70 million of buy and burn potential just on the Sword token. Then you've got the customers on top of that. They're obviously getting a lot of the supply free at the beginning, but they could also end up buying a lot. And so we may get some big announcements on the 3rd around the fact that they've got new wallets and they've got new dashboards on the website. They've got over 70,000 customers the last year. That's obviously gone up since then, and so on. So it's going to be pretty mega deal on Pulsechain. And of course, their growth strategies are pretty aggressive, going global, first of all, with markets, including the US and elsewhere. Also expanding their production there. They've already got their doubling their line that will probably be announced on the 3rd. We've already posted a picture of that. And of course, then they've got the institutions potentially investing and also expansion plans potentially into commercial bakery making and things like that. It could be pretty massive. So there's lots of things moving around, and we're going to hear hear a lot of those possibly on the 3rd of June. Is what we're expecting. A lot of cool updates. Yeah, and a lot of surprises potentially in the next few months is what we're expecting. Now, it's kind of cool. We also got the Seoul Sun Mineral Foundation. That's probably going to be a big piece of the news, and we're expecting some pretty exciting things to happen here. So this is also, we have a crypto cycle, right? Well, this will keep buying and burning. Assuming everything goes as planned, they'll be continuing to buy and burn, and it won't really be affected by the cycle except for sellers, right? So it's going to be on an economic cycle instead. So if there's economics collapse, then yeah, the revenue will go down, all that sort of stuff. But if the crypto market's generally in a slow time, then yeah, it's far more resistant to the market cycle compared to other cryptos, because this will keep having 20% of the net sales coming in, right? Whereas all the other projects will be like, oh, where's all the capital gone, right? It's all disappeared. So this is really something special on the old Pulsechain, and I think crypto generally, it's also going to be like having a company on the stock market, but on the blockchain, on Pulsechain, and this is opening up a whole new opportunity for other investment banks and corporates to come on a Pulsechain. There's lots of possibilities with what's happening here with Seoul Sun Mini Meal, and of course having the separation with the foundation. That comes down a lot of the stuff around the founder, 20 years ago and all sorts of stuff like that. So this is probably a pretty cool way forward. You can see the chart here at the moment, 14.3 cents. And as you guys know, maybe the call was, is this going to reach 21 cents, which would be $1 billion, is that right? So we're at 740 million market at the moment on Sun Mini Meal. Will it hit that 21 cents before the 3rd? Now, obviously, that would mean another giant green candle here. So I don't know about that. That's going to happen, but we may see it afterwards. Depending on the news that we get out on the 3rd, whether we see a sell the news event or we see a huge, massive spree of buying, right? Because there's lots of big investors that want to come in, but at the moment they can only bring over like 1,000 euros at a time. So obviously we're looking for banks to increase to 10,000 euros on the 3rd of June. That's pretty much an expectation. And of course, then potentially up to 50,000. And that's when we start getting the big players, right? Really starting to come over, because they can buy 50,000 lots of soil at the time. Now, through HexGuard, of course, we've seen them use Banxa and, of course, the Pulsechain.com app widget there on Pulsechain.com. And that's going to be along a lot more sites as well. I can tell you a lot of influencers, a lot of platforms here on Pulsechain are going to start having these widgets from Banxa, I guess, not Banxa, but from Ramp Now, sorry, my bad, which is also in the Monster thread, by the way. Check out the Monster thread. We're going to have this explosion of all these potentially onboarding websites and places where a lot of people visit, potentially coming on to Pulsechain. So things are just really starting to ramp up. It's really cool. Ramp now, as they say. So yeah, what we're going to see, it's going to be pretty exciting where this all heads, and we could see some big money, not just from the investors, but also from the customers, right? They're going to have a new website and wallet, bridge, of course, and we may see a lot of them end up buying a lot of the stuff, realizing the opportunity is massive. And of course, Wolfgang, the founder there, talks about the soil being the next Bitcoin, right? So we could have the next Bitcoin on Pulsechain, and therefore, constantly buy and burn pressure, 20% of net sales, pretty exciting. Now, obviously, the lower the price, the more you burn. We all know that. But with the expectation and pricing in the forward future, things could really start moving up here. And Wolfgang says, man, this thing could easily hit $1 in no time. And but he would like it to stay more in the 15 to 30 cent range, so that obviously a lot more burning happens, basically. So yeah, let's see what happens here. The market will decide, and we could see some big money. And it's all coming from Europe. So pretty exciting. We get, tapping into these big markets, and of course they're going to go global. So I'm excited about this. The 3rd of June coming up for Soil and Sun Mini Meal, and we're expecting some pretty significant announcements there, and the price seems to be moving up ahead of that. Now, the other big one we're expecting, of course, is another whale, and that is Fire Whale. And we talked about this. One strategy you can always take is the whale strategy on Pulsechain, right? You follow the whales. Well, one of those, of course, is X Game, right? X Game is coming, and it is going to be getting probably a rare thing in crypto. I'm not sure. Let me know in the chat if you know any other sort of decentralized casino. There's not many of them. They're mostly centralized, even in crypto. Thinking of Bitfury and things like that. This could potentially be massive. because he's one of our big whales on Pulsechain, along with Rack and Michelle. And we're expecting some pretty good stuff here. I'm not going to give away all the stuff in the secret sauce, but we're expecting some 30% referral program. This is going to be huge for influencers. This game could go viral. It's a very good quality game if you check it out. And of course, as you guys know, if you check out the video description, we've got the link to the first dedicated community, and that's we're running that from the Kryptonite Show, and that is the X Game portal. So a big shout out to our team running that as well. MVS Crypto, of course. We've got Wookie in there as well. So we've got a nice little team in there, and we're going to continue to grow that too. So expect a lot more from the Kryptonite Show moving ahead. So yeah, what's that, quarter of a penny at the moment? And yeah, had a bit of a sell-off here, just waiting for the news, right? So there's no new news, but we're pretty imminent. Probably within 4 to 6 weeks, we could hear, maybe earlier, we could see this ramping up to the upside. And we saw a pretty good bullish post from SolidX on X account there as well. So pretty exciting where this will go. Let's quickly go to the X account and check that out, just to show you the substantiation there. And that is this update we had on the 31st, right? SolidX is redefining blockchain gaming. The X game is coming, and it's fully powered by SolidX. SolidX holders become the house, and that's pretty important, right? Cross-chain innovation. It's going to be cross-chain. Deflationary mechanics. You want to get SolidX, right? That's the one that's going to get burned off. The SolidX on one chain. This really is an omni-chain strategy. And for those that are not familiar, multi-chain would mean you're launching the same token on every single chain. Therefore, you're really doubling the supply, tripling the supply. But omni-chains, basically, you just got the token on one chain, and then you can bridge that over to other chains, or in this case, you can take the capital from other chains that you're making on the platform, bring it over to Pulsechain, and burn that SolidX off. And so you only got one token supply, so it's pretty bullish, right? Designed to support price appreciation, and unlike anything seen in crypto gaming, next era crypto gaming is solid. Now, the first game they got, of course, is Crash Game, which is pretty awesome. We'll be doing a lot of the stuff like that on the Kryptonite Show, and then, of course, we're going to have other games going on there too. Now, interesting enough, of course, we saw Jacob doing on-chain bet, where he's consolidating all his decentralized crypto casinos, and it's a very advanced, complicated setup he's got over there. That's also going to be cross-chain as well. So we've got these two big decentralized casinos on Pulsechain, which is awesome, but that will also be multi-chain, and they're going to be able to cross over chains and all that. So it's pretty exciting on Pulsechain. We've really got some of the hot stuff happening in crypto on the chain. And then, of course, we're also going to have potentially big promotions happening here with, in particular, with the SolidX, setup with the Firewhale, the Shout, the big whale there. And of course, as you guys know, he's got big support from Randy Alasky, one of the big influencers on Pulsechain. And so that could be pretty exciting to see with all his heads. You've got to be pretty excited about this, right? This is very, very bullish stuff. So, yeah, this is all rolling out one thing by another. And of course, having that big referral and the big promotions, man, this thing could really, really hum. And as you guys know, every chain's after those killer apps, right? Well, those killer apps that go viral, this could very well be one of those. So very, very excited with this heading for Pulsechain. So that is X Game. So it's been, just a little bit of bounce at the moment, probably pretty underpriced. So you might see that really start to rally. We got 9mm, of course, one of the big dexes, number 2 here after Pulsex. Obviously, this includes the PH Universe projects, which is not on deck screen here. We've got 9mm there sitting up 8%. We've got Teddy Bear from James Maria up 8% as well. We've got Incentive Token, of course, up 5.5%. We've got Hex at the moment. This is up 4.8% today. We've got Surf Token, which we talked about the other day. That is up as well from Crypto Paradise. We had a cool interview with Nikki there from the team, and they're doing some amazing stuff. They're doing lots of cool collaborations. A very big team, right? So 130,000 followers or more on X. And they're very professional team, and you guys know I love that style of it. We need more professionalism on Pulsechain, right? And that's why we've entered the promotions space on Pulsechain. We felt that was a real need for a lot of the rising stars on Pulsechain to get a lot more promotion. And of course, people can see them, right? You can have the best protocol in the world, but if you're not being seen, it's a tough place to be, right? You're competing with a lot of other teams there. So yeah, we're kind of filling that space. Crypto Paradise, they're getting out there doing a lot of collaborations as well. There's another mega theme that we're seeing on Pulsechain. There's a lot of collaborations, and of course, we've got MVS Crypto out there, a promotional lead for the Kryptonite Show, doing a lot of that cool stuff as well. So yeah, things are really getting exciting, and working together creates a much better outcome for everybody, right? You always want to get a win-win outcome. So it's very, very exciting. Wookie in the house there. Hi, Jedis. Hey, good to see you, Wookie. Big shout out to you. So that's kind of the cool stuff that's happening at the moment on Surf. So big shout out to that team. And of course, they're going to be at they're coming up to the X space that we're going to have, the Rising Stars. So we'll talk about that in a minute. So yeah, kind of cool. We got Finfire at the moment up on the move. I think that's Crispy Man's one, if I remember rightly. That's up 4.7%. Richard Hart tokens are on the move. Solid X, this is the one you want. So if you want the X game and you want to get that burning benefit, you're really bullish about where Firewhale's heading with this decentralized casino. This is the one that you want to buy, right? This is the one that's going to be burned off. Multi-chain revenue will be burning this thing off, right? So $10.51 at the moment. So not a pretty good place to pick that up before all the news starts dropping. So that is the place to be. What else? We've got Thaler there at the moment, up 4%. What else is sitting here? We're still in the top 35. Can you believe it? A lot of the Richard Hart tokens. Doubt token, another pump tires, up 3%. Cumamon there. Been around for 9 months at up 3% as well. ALGO, of course, when Hex runs, this is going to run, right? ALGO at 3.4%. What else we got going? We're all jumping down here. We've got Trump pump tires. That's up 3%. It's got a bit of competition now, though, hasn't it? From Trumpy Pepe, a little bit of competition there. We got what else? What else is going here? We've got 9-inch. So we've got 9mm and 9-inch. We've got the two dexes. 9-inch up a little bit here. And of course, when Pulsechain starts running, these dexes will get re-rated. So, it's food for thought whether you're going to pick up some of that now. Well, people are not really looking, right? Not really looking. And you pick up some of these dexes because when the Pulse prices run, volumes go up as well. So you get all that impact. And of course, the dexes are the ones that benefit in particular, as well as the farms, right? The farms as well. And we cover a lot of cool farms, right? We cover Emmet, we cover Nexion, we cover Vox, we cover a lot of cool farms on Pulsechain. Obviously, Pulsex and the dexes as well, like 9-inch. There's a lot of farm opportunities there, and some of the top high yields that you can get there are still around. All right, so we've got Ape and Pulse as well, up 2.6%. Load token from Liquid Loans, up 2.6%. MoonX as well, up 2.2% at the moment. So we've got a few little greenies running around. UFO, Sparta, these are all pretty popular tokens. Most wanted, of course. Another pump tires, right? After Ricky token, which was earlier, right? Ricky's the original. Most came after. And then we've got Pulse Puppy there, up 1.6%. And then Missile from OG Web Chef also in the green. Time Dividend in the green and earning some nice little yields if you're holding Time token in the wallet. Earning some pretty nice yields. Up token from Haunted is doing pretty well. I keep wanting to do more stuff around Haunted stuff with Validator X and stuff. So I need to get onto that. Really have been a bit slack. So I need to get onto that one. Lady Gaga up almost 1%. And Secret Conspiracy also slightly in the green. And then Top Hat from Crypto Coffee. This has been doing very well. Let's see what it looks like. Still doing pretty well, really. We're certainly down from the highs here, but man, it's still holding pretty well there at 0.3 of a penny. Of course, I would argue Crypto Coffee is the number one influence in the Pulsechain space. Obviously, there's quite a few up the top there, like Somi and others. But man, this guy has been doing a pretty good job. We had an interview with him only a couple of weeks ago. Checked it out as well, Crypto Coffee. So doing some cool stuff there, and partnerships. Right, there's partnerships in the house going on between Crypto Paradise and Top Hat from Crypto Coffee. So you can sort of see some of these themes around collaborations going on at the moment. Now, in terms of volumes, we're at 56.7 million today, 220,000 transactions at the moment. And the volume, of course, has been coming from this Remember token, right? Look at that thing, 44.7 million. And it's probably the thing that's been pushing up the gas prices, right? I don't know, you decide. But transactions, 12,000 for goodness sake. It's probably, on top of that, we probably had Mafia token, right, doing a lot too. Mafia platform, because it's a game and everyone's trying to upgrade their players and trade on the markets. That's also a pretty heavyweight transaction player on the old Pulsechain. But 12,000 here. Looking at the ranks here, we've got 5,000 from Hidden Token, 4,000 transactions on Secret. So these are all putting demand onto the blockchain, right? 4,000 on ResTay there, Trumpy, 3,900. So these are a lot of your culprits there pushing that gas price up at the moment. And we can see on old Midgard there, it's 5 million Gwei. So it's not too bad at the moment. Definitely come back down to that sub 5 million range. Obviously, the Pulsechain bridge prefers 5 million or below. That is where we are at the moment. But that Remember token, man, crazy volumes going through there. And of course, it made the monster thread. So there we go. Up to 80% of the volumes. It's just insane, right? Some crazy stuff from OG Web Chef there. That is the monster thread. So definitely check that out and repost as well. Leave some comments and hit the likes on that as well. It's a pretty special, publication coming out from the Kryptonite Show team. So pretty awesome. All right, let's jump away to what was it? I wanted to talk about something in particular. That's right. We're going to go to the X account as well and check that out. So that is the markets today. Bitcoin holding quite nicely, 105K. Pulsechain slightly in the green. And we're just getting ready for some of these big trade deals this week, right? I'm sure we're going to get some announcements over this week and next week. And of course, the tax bill also progressing. Heading towards that 4th of July deadline to lay the foundation. Obviously, a few little hiccups around China, a few little hiccups here and there. But generally, it's still moving forward. Obviously, there's peace talks as well with Ukraine and Russia. They're obviously ramping up their fighting, but ahead of that. But hopefully, we'll get some settlement there. And of course, we're seeing lots of cool things happening around investment in the United States with Trump. So it's going to be fun to see all that play out. We only got like a month to go, and I think it's going to be chock full of alpha news there around the tariffs and the taxes and things. It's going to be pretty cool. A little bit of volatility now, of course, for the markets. We see the futures market for the stock market opening up later today, a little bit down, just slightly down, still on tariff jitters, but I think it's all going to work out pretty well, and then it's going to be game on, right? So not bad. Now, one thing I would talk about is on the post, or the final post on the Monster thread from the Kryptonite show. Is got the details of the Kryptonite show. Now, I wanted to go down to the bottom here because I want to talk about this one here. Oh, what happened there? We lost our way. Let me go back here. What happened? We're going forward. Let's go forward here. And is this here, the Pulsechain DeFi Rising Stars. That is coming up on the 4th of June. You're going to hear from some of very clever lineup for the X Spaces. So they're going to be about 10 minutes each, maybe 15 minutes tops, and that's going to be good, just under half a dozen teams coming in to showcase their protocols, and they're all pretty clever, right? They're all got their own secret sauce, their own little magic, and some very smart people in those teams. So I think you guys are going to get a really good range of projects, and of course you can check them out. You can obviously do further. Join the telegrams, check more out after the session. But the first one, this is our new expansion from the Kryptonite Show team, and that is the X Space on the 4th of June, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. The Kryptonite Show, of course, Pulsechain, DeFi, Rising Stars. You don't want to miss that. So definitely stay tuned for that. Now, the other thing, of course, is we're going to be having another one every 2 weeks. We're going to have these X Spaces. The next one will be the 18th. So if you're a team out there and you missed out on this opportunity this week for our first one, is our inaugural one, you can get yourself a spot for the following fortnight. So just book up a spot there. It's just a really great free chance, an opportunity for you to get involved and get out and reach the big community. And obviously, anticipation is that as we move forward week after week, this will get bigger audience all the time. And it's going to be a great space for that. Now, we also may have some other news around this also, but I can't announce it at this stage coming up. And I did say to you like yesterday, 2 days ago, that we've got some. I'm working on another secret little project, and we've got quite a bit of roadmap. So you're going to see more from us over the weeks and months ahead as we roll out more and more things for Pulsechain. Because things are ramping up. You got to start now, right? Got to start now. Got to get out there. Got to do cool things. And one of the cool things is collaboration, right? People are collaborating more and more. This is a very important theme moving forward for Pulsechain. The more collaboration means that the more winning that everybody does together, and the Pulsechain is more successful. So that's a key theme there as well. So pretty exciting. And Thomas says, wow, that 4014 mooning. Did you just buy? Super, says Thomas. That's pretty funny. I'm on live stream, Thomas. I'm on live stream. I want to get a chance to buy. Like click. All right. So that is pretty much it for moving it forward. So yeah, pretty exciting. So that's coming up on a Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern. That will be, what is that time? That's 1 o'clock New Zealand time, 11 a.m. in Australia. So that's kind of the relative seas there on the timeframes. Now, that's pretty cool. So obviously the big deal today, obviously, is the Monster thread going out. So definitely got to check that, right? So you can check that on MBS Crypto. He's posted that. And that is pretty exciting. Some very cool teams in there too as well today. So definitely check it out on the Monster thread. And don't forget, hit the repost button, smash the like, leave comments. Very important there as well. Helps with the algorithm. The more you guys get involved with it as well, is the more Pulsechain is going to do better and better and better. And don't forget, have a good read. There's some great, terrific stories about the last week on Pulsechain. This is week number 4 for Monster Thread, and of course, doing very well there as well. So not bad. All right, so check it all out, and of course, all the teams in there as well. Let's go through those one more time before we wrap up the show. So we've got some cool teams in today. I'd really just love some of this artwork coming from the Pulsechain community. Really is really cool things happening in the space. Now we obviously got Nexian in there today. Nexian, man, I'm really excited for what they're doing. My goodness, they got the glow coming on my up to 10x leverage on potentially any project can put their LP team in there and farm, and also leverage up to 10x. Oh my gosh, I mean, this is game changing stuff. It's going to really open up a lot of activity on the chain. We got Oink there with the old Oink Oink. It's got the big DAO, and of course they're looking to be worth a couple $1 million by the top of the cycle, doing some cool stuff. They've got Radon at the moment, just slowly sneaking up there in value. Had a big pump overnight, doing pretty well there as well. Big shout to Crypto Bro. And of course, a nice little partnership with Nuke the Supply, which I think is really innovative tokenomics on Pulsechain with the old nuclear theme. So definitely got to check all that out and join their Telegram. Then we've got Hearts Treasury, of course, the big Hex. If you love Hex, there's one way to get more Hex is through Hearts Treasury, and that's part of the OG team, right? So you definitely got to check that out as well. And yeah, obviously the Crypto Night show every day, giving out the good stuff on Pulsechain with the latest and the greatest. So pretty awesome. So a big shout out to MVS Crypto. Don't forget to give them a follow, promotional lead in our team. And so go for gold on that. Go for gold. All right. I think that's pretty much it for the show. I hope you guys have enjoyed the content. We're going to leave you with the usual alpha, I think. Should we do that? I think we should, because you got to get excited about this bull market ahead. Bull market for crypto, bull market for Pulsechain. It's going to be pretty glorious. And, we're kind of in that little quiet space before it all happens. But you can see that we're actually getting a lot of cool things happening. The bridges are opening up the Pulsechain directly. This is an early bull market sign, right? And it's exciting to see where that's all going to go. And saw Signum Mini-Meal on the 3rd, only 2 days away, guys. The big corporate on Pulsechain. Big announcements coming, and big capital will flow. Retail, customers, investment firms, potentially their clients. I mean, there's all these things are on the list there. And of course, 20% of next sales, OMG, all this capital coming over to Pulsechain. It is a game changer as well. So I'm excited about that. Heavyweight is coming. And that's basically, as I call it, a magic carpet ride on top of a magic carpet ride. And of course, as ETH goes up, that magic carpet ride from the sacrifice wallets, or we call it the strategic Pulsechain reserve now, do we? Is that what we call it? That is going to go up in value and of course start triggering potentially more actions there from the magic art, as it were, behind the scenes. So it could be pretty exciting. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's get back to the other view here. I want to play this little video on the way out. This is billionaire, of course, Raoul Paul, talking about where we are in the cycle, and that we are just at the foot of that big banana move in crypto. That's when all the mad, crazy money is made, and we're getting so close to it right now, so close. And we got all these big trade deals and tax bills going through, laying the foundation for the golden age of America on the 4th of July. Bring it on. That's all I can say. Bring it on. All right, take care, everybody, and I'll catch you on the next one. Check out the Monster thread today, just hot off the press, and of course, share that around. All right, peace out. Bye for now.
Not a mystery. It is a repeat of the debt cycle. They are rolling the debts. They are doing the same thing each cycle. It's not to do with a halving cycle, nothing to do with any of that. It's all driven by liquidity cycle and funding of debts. Each phase, we get phase 1 of the banana zone, banana number 1. The corrective zone, banana number 2 comes. Another correction, banana number 3. So this is the banana zone. So that's what happened in 2020. 2021, off we go. Sorry, that was 2017, which again looks very similar to this one. That was the last one. Here we are now. It can't be clearer to me. I've shown you the macro evidence, the technical evidence, the sentiment evidence. Everything here suggests to me that hold on to your hats, don't fuck this up, don't lose control of your tokens, don't use leverage, don't get your wallet hacked, just sit with it. Be careful, don't get FOMO, do all of the right things, and we'll go up to the next phase of the correction zone. That's going to be harder, because the next one that happens, we'll have a 35% drop, and you'll all say, is it over? And you'll definitely be sure it's over, and everybody on Twitter will tell you it's over, and it won't be over. By our work, we suggest that because of the elongation of the business cycle, because rates were higher for longer, the forward-looking liquidity suggests that, again, probabilistically speaking, without any guarantees, this whole thing goes into Q1, maybe Q2 of 2026, which would align with Trump's, trying to win the midterms as well. So everything's lined up for us. I think it started So keep the faith, keep building stuff, and let's keep driving Siri forward with all of this. Thank you.
You know, you could get a God candle at any moment. You could get a giant green candle at any moment because it's easier to get them, because it takes less economic energy, because there's less of it for sale.